Hello guys, welcome to the channel for Manny. In today's video, we are going to unbox the Moto H50 Ultra, and apart from the normal packaging as we've seen with the Moto H50 Pro, this comes with a separate type of box. You can see this type of separate box. If you come, this is the Moto H50 Pro's box versus the Ultra, so it feels a bit more premium if you compare with the 50 Pro. So let's start off from the unboxing. Two seals over here, so let's break them. Okay, done. And on the right, okay, it's done. And then a flip cut seal also over here. Okay, so it's done. Now let's, and this is the real wood finish, and you can see a note about UV screen protectors. It's written a bit of information over here, so let's take it over here and let's see. Oh, there's a paperwork from Moto. Let's keep it aside, and the box, which includes the case, injector tool and all. And you can see this is a plastic free recycled one. And yeah, so you can see the manuals, SIM ejector tool, then some safety information, some stickers, and the case, which is a transparent case. This is the Nordic wood color. Oh, look at that. Oh, see the finish. I'll just do a close up for you. 50 MB. Okay, feels exactly like a wood. You can see the design as well. Oh, and okay, you can see this aluminum frame as well. It's blends with this color. You can see side by side comparison with the Moto H50 Pro, and this is the Luxy lavender color. And you can see the difference as well, especially on the top of the area, camera areas and all. And you can see, if you look at the left sides, it's almost seems similar. You can see, and on the top almost seems fine, but we are getting another slot for speakers on the H50 Ultra, and the left seems similar and bottom seems also similar. Boot the Moto H50 Ultra. In this video, I will be comparing the Moto H50 Ultra versus the Moto H50 Pro, and the competitors are the Realme GT6 as well as the Xiaomi 14C. So we'll be doing the comparison later on, so stay tuned. Now let's start off. Can you tell me which is the Moto H50 Pro and which is the Moto H50 Ultra? You could not notice any single difference between these two displays. These two displays are really stunning and sharp. You can observe these two are almost the same. If you felt, you can see the green colors, the colors, RGB colors are exactly the same on these two of them. So if you have taken the Moto H50 Pro, then it would be a great choice. No issues in choosing the Ultra over the Pro in just terms of the display. So I have maxed out the brightness as well as the maxed out the settings. So both these displays are stunning. Let me give you a closer look. So this is the Moto H50 Ultra, and you can see, and this is the Moto H50 Pro. So no difference over here. So now let's look at the speakers where there is a chance of getting an improvement. The reason is that's a sure shot for the Moto H50 Ultra, because here you can see a separate dedicated speaker grill for the Moto H50 Ultra, versus you can't see a grill for the H50 Pro, just on the bottom one. Along with that, we are getting a top one for the 50 Ultra. So let's start off from the audio comparison. So let me play on the Moto H50 Pro first. You can see now the volume is very less. The Moto H50 Ultra. Moto 850 Pro. Ultra. Oh. Pro. To be frank, I thought there would be a drastic difference between the 850 Pro as well as Ultra, but I am surprised there is not much difference. But the thing is, regarding the quality of the audio is really refined, and the pure quality audio is getting out from the Moto 850 Ultra, and along with that, the volume is also there. But with the case of the Moto 850 Pro, we are getting the volume, but if you lock the bottom speaker, then the volume is almost cut down by 70%. But on this guy, you can just cut the volume by just 50% if you close over there. So because of the top firing speaker, but the thing is, this have a high volume, but regarding the quality of the audio, that is really smooth. That means the exceptionally well for the 850 Ultra, because of the minor voices, the bass tones, the minor instrumental tones are very well defined on the Moto 850 Ultra if you compare with the Moto 850 Pro. But if you know, for a normal perspective, this both of them feels almost same. And if you ask me about the difference, I would say about 3% difference between these two of them in terms of the audio. The time we have compared the audios as well as this, but that was not a remarkable difference between these two. Almost in terms of the audio also, it's almost negligible. But where is the difference? It's on the back, you can see. So let's dig into the camera. So I will show you the camera UI first. So let me start off from the, we have the slow motion for both of them, and you can see many options over there. 120 fps, 240 fps for both of them, you can see, and 960 fps for the Ultra, versus you can see just 120 and 240 for the 850 Pro. So that's cool. The video both can record 4K, but this Ultra can record 4K at 60 fps, versus this can record at only 4K at 30 fps. And the next thing is, this 850 Ultra supports HDR10 plus, versus this guy supports HDR10 only. So there is a minor difference over there too. And we have horizontal lock stability. That means if you rotate the phone 360 degree and then take a video, still the video footage would be stable or straight. So that option is also available. Then we have the photo mode. There is some interesting features in the photo. You can see both have the macro, dedicated macro mode, then 0.5x, 1x. Then we have a 3x on the Ultra versus a 2x on the Pro. And then we have a 6x on the Ultra versus a 3x, which is the maxed out for the Pro. And if you maximum zoom, you can see 30x versus a whooping 100x. And next is regarding the portraits. So you can see both are having 24mm, 35mm, 50mm, and 85mm. But the thing is, if you just take a shot on both of them, you can see approximately 2 seconds lag is there for the, you can see, just let me switch to 24mm and just take a shot. You can see approximately it takes around 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds. And let me switch to 35mm. You can see it's done, versus still you can see approximately take close to 2 seconds. It's delay is there for the Moto 850 Pro. But let me compare the samples and I will show you. And next is the Pro mode. We have a lot of functions, and then we have the scan for the documents and all. And then in more, we have almost set of similar functions like the sport color, night vision, panorama, ultra, also that is 50mm mode, and that's available for both. And then dual capture, that means front and back photos at the same time, and photo booth, it's a sort of photo collage. And then we have tilt shift, long exposure, time lapse, and sport color. That means specific video in a specific photo, only one color would be prevalent. And then dual capture means front and back at the same time. These features are available. This is the one which is Ultra, and this is the Pro, and this is the first shot. You can see, and in terms of the colors, you can see the Moto 850 Pro takes a bit more colors to saturation level, versus this feels almost close to natural, and a bit more saturated is the Moto 850 Pro. Now let's look at the other. It gets even closer, and you can see in this area also the color seems a bit sharp on the Moto 850 Pro, versus this is Ultra. And on the next one, let's see, and here also you can see the colors is bit saturated on the Pro, versus it's natural on the Ultra. And this is the maximum close-up. On this one, you can see there's a major difference between these two colors, and I would say the almost close natural color is obviously this on the Ultra. And if you look at the detail, I would say, yeah, okay, so the details is a bit more preserved for the Ultra. In this shot also, you can see the colors is a bit more sharp and vibrant on the Moto 850 Pro, versus if you compare with the Ultra. But at the same time, at every portrait to check taken, it takes 2 seconds for the complete loading and get a photo. So that was that. But actually in just a fraction of a second itself, the Moto H50 Ultra takes a shot, but it's take approximately 1.5 to 2 seconds for the Pro to process the photo and give us the photo. This is another shot, and let's look at the details, and you can see both are almost fine. And next one, and if you observe really close, this can get this much close, but the detailing is not there, and this can't get that close on the Ultra, so Pro takes a bit of lead over here. Then next one, okay, this is not exactly in focus, versus this is a bit more focused, but still there is issues for both of them. But if you look at this area, you can see, wow, Ultra takes a bit more nicer in these areas. And the final pick, and oh, this one I think the Pro takes a lead over here. You can see it's the Pro versus the Ultra, and yeah, in that shot the Pro takes a lead. In the macro, both are really stunning, but the Ultra takes a bit more. You can see it's extremely close, versus this is not that extremely close. If you get a bit more extreme close, and it wouldn't be in focus, so it's a minor edge for the Moto H50 Ultra. It's time to say bye for the Moto H50 Pro, because it's a comparison. You can see this versus this, a lot difference. The reason is this is 6x versus 3x, and you can see stunning detail versus it's really low in detail even on the 3x itself. And the next, wow, you can see, oof, the colors are well preserved and exact precise data on the H50 Ultra, versus the data is almost losses, and it loses the colors. And the next shot, it even gets closer, and you can see a marginal difference between these two of them. That's it. Taken on the Pro versus the Ultra, you can see a big difference between these two of them. And the final 100x shot for the Moto, this is the 100x shot which is taken on the Moto H50 Ultra. You can see, okay, so a bit of oily shade is there. That's obviously fine. I think after a few more updates get even better. And the final shot for the, which is 30x, that's this one, okay, which is not that great. So that's a clear win for the Moto H50 Ultra. One more thing is that in some areas you can see a totally yellowish on the Moto H50. You can see a bit of yellowish shade over here, but the H50 Ultra takes it really nice. But if you observe the flowers, it's not in focus. You can see the same thing with this guy also. This is not in focus, which I take a bit of time and took another photo. That's almost perfect. You can see it's precise detail. But the same thing I have done with the Moto H50 Pro. You can see I have taken 2 photos, and these 2 photos have the same sort of focusing issue on the exact detail. So I felt in multiple areas. You can see another shot which reveals the same video. You can see both are not in focus, but it's, I have tried, took a bit of time and then took a shot, and you can see still the H50 Pro have issues, but the Ultra takes a bit a stunning shot. Shot, and you can still see the difference in terms of the colors, really sharp green versus the natural green. Regarding the processor, Snapdragon 8s Gen 3 for the Moto H50 Ultra versus Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 for the Moto H50 Pro, and actually there is a big difference in between the performance. Approximately 8 lakh would be the scores for this guy, and versus 1.5 lakh would be the scores for the Moto H50 Ultra. So there is a, I started to scores would be, so there is a big difference. So for the performance centric users, this might be a great choice. And next, regarding the UFS speeds, also there is a big difference. UFS 2.2 for the Moto H50 Pro versus UFS 4 for the Moto H50 Ultra. Now regarding the pricing, almost 20k price difference between these two of them. And if you're asking, is there the difference between a 20k for these two phones, then I would say approximately 10k difference is there. The advantages are in the processor, the RAM and storage speeds is obviously there. And regarding the telephoto camera, there is a great advantage. Apart from that, the most it is like display, audio, the normal day-to-day life basic performance, the battery charge and charging is almost the same for both of them. So in my preference, I would pick the Moto H50 Pro if you are comparing that major difference in the price. But if you are asking about the best, obviously the Moto H50 Ultra is the best. So guys, that's it for today. Signing off, it's Phone Mania.